Hi guys, back to do a video. Haven't done one in a little while. I think since my Edinburgh trip about a month ago. In fact, longer than that now. So I thought it was long overdue. I've had various things happen recently, which meant I haven't been buying a huge deal of records. But I have bought a few in the last few months. So I'm just going to rattle through these pretty quick. There's a couple of crackers. One definitely deserves the grail title. But anyway, we'll start off with the one that I've probably picked up most recently, which was a charity shop find, which is the Who with Tommy. This is the London Symphony Orchestra. The London Symphony Orchestra one, sorry, not the. But this is really cool. And bizarrely, it's a US pressing, with the big kind of fold-out sleeve, booklet and everything. I haven't listened to this yet, but it's got this nice kind of, I don't know how well it will show up, embossed sleeve. There we go. That's pretty cool. So that'll be a good one to give a spin to. I picked up this just again. It was in a charity shop. Julian Bream guitar and lute. Is it lute? Yeah, lute and guitar recital. I have listened to this actually, and there's some good stuff on it. He's a very talented guitarist. What else? New releases. I picked up the new Arcade Fire album. This is the night version, which is on a kind of blue vinyl. I think it's limited as well compared with the normal one, but it has this nice kind of slip cover on it, which is pretty cool. And this is a great album, really good. I'm enjoying that a lot. What else have I done? A DJ came up, a guy called Alan Brax, who's part of the whole kind of French house scene, along with Daft Punk and people like that. And he was playing, so I had this single, which I bought when it came out in 2004. Yep, 2004. And I took it along on the night, and I got him to sign it for me. So it says, "Thank you, Kevin," from Alan. So that was cool. It was good to meet him. It was well, that was my ticket there. It was woefully attended. There was hardly anyone there, but it was a really good night. So I was pleased with that. Now we're getting on to the more interesting items. This is one that I'd been after for a while, and I found it online for a decent price. So another one to add to my Gong collection. This is David Allen. Yeah, the Owl in the Tree. So it's David Allen, Gilly Smith, and Harry Williamson. But yeah, this is really cool. I enjoyed listening to this. It's another release that was on Demimonde. I have is it the history in The Mystery and the History of Planet Gong, which was released on Demimonde as well. And this is similar to that. There's some cool stuff on this. It's a good mixture of the whimsical to the kind of full-on spacey progressive stuff. So I'm delighted to got this. I got this for a pretty good price as well, so delighted to finally have picked that up. And finally, 3 items that I picked up in a record shop. One of which I really couldn't quite believe when I found it. First off, was this. I think this is actually my 3rd copy of this album. But this is I have an Embassy reissue. I have a modern reissue that Rob from Boston sent me. And now I have this, which is an original UK. I don't know whether I'll get this to show up, but it's got the maybe not. It's got the embossed sleeve on it, so it's got a kind of Hessian-y texture. And it was released on the stateside label. So I think this is a first pressing anyway. One of my favourite Beach Boys albums, and I'm delighted to. I'm just going to ignore that because it's probably just a call centre anyway. Shut up. Picked up Red Snapper. This one is called Making Bones. Red Snapper are a kind of electronic outfit. Thank you. But it's one of the earlier releases on the Warp label. I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet. Hi, sorry about that. It was actually an important phone call. So it was from my wife. But anyway, yeah. This I can't remember. I've completely lost my train of thought now. Yeah, released on Warp. I picked this up. It was like £6-7. The Beach Boys one was maybe 10. But I'm pleased to have this. If I can get Warp, especially early Warp stuff at a decent price, I'm nearly always going to pick it up. It's not one of the strongest groups on the Warp label, but definitely worth a listen. And the final item, I really don't know how this happened, but it's probably now one of the most valuable records in my collection, and rare as hen's teeth. This is the one and only album by Arvac, released on Durham Nova label in 1970. Anything on the Durham Nova label, anything on the Nova label, I should say, not Durham Nova, because it released Durham and Decca releases. It's quite confusing. But they only released just over 20 albums, I think, in the space of a year. This being one of the most sought after. Great kind of psychedelic, progressive, heavy rock at times, kind of organ-driven, heavy rock. I still can't quite believe this happened, but I paid nothing basically for this. Compared with what it's actually worth. And it's in like the sleeve. The sleeve is pretty tidy. There's a few cracks up the spine, but nothing too bad. The back's pretty clean. The important spot up there showing it's the mono version, which is, as far as I'm aware, for a 70 release, pretty rare, and certainly rarer than the stereo version. I've never seen a... It's one of those albums I've been looking for, or I keep my eye on. And anyone who knows me knows I can't really afford to buy these things. So you have to kind of stumble across them. And stumble across it I did. So I paid very little for this. I can only imagine when it was priced as if it was a reissue. I wonder whether they just looked and thought, reissue, let's make it, 20 quid. It's the mono, like I said, blue, the stereo version, which you do see from time to time has a red label. And I think this is the last of the Nova series to be both mono and stereo. I think every release after this was just stereo. Probably because the mono versions didn't sell very well. So it really is in demand. It's got this great little figure at the bottom here, with a guy with an aardvark on the lead. But yeah, great heavy psychedelic progressive rock, organ driven, kind of a bit like Deep Purple at times. But just the whole thing's on YouTube. You go and find this on YouTube and give it a listen. The first side is more song based, I would say, and the second side definitely seems to be a bit more jam based. It is 3 separate pieces, but it does sound like more like one kind of extended piece when I was listening to it. But yeah, Arvac, Derum Nova. This is definitely worthy of the grail title. So I'm stoked to have this. This will go in my special section. Yeah, so love to hear what you think. I started watching a few videos again. Summer's just been that busy. I haven't really had time. I watched Dave the other day, and Jonas as well. Jonas had a great video up, actually, his most recent one, and Mark as well. I have been watching your videos. I haven't watched your most recent one, but because I'm trying to squeeze them into my lunch break and things, I haven't necessarily had time to either watch them in their entirety or comment on them. But I have been out there watching. So yeah, so once again, yeah, from me and from Arvac, goodbye.